Hello, YouTube! I am Peanut Butter Quackers, and this is the start of my channel. I've been perusing LPSTube for about a year now, and I actually first discovered it through Hello Studios. I think it was one of her Crusty to Clean videos last year. And I got this idea for a series I wanted to make, an LPS series, so I decided to start my own channel and just see how it goes. To start the channel, I want to try making a mascot. I have this duck right here, but as you can see, there's a lot of hand in the frame, and that is just unfortunately the case of the equipment I have available to me right now. But what I do have is a second duck. And as you can see, this neck peg is broken. So we are going to use this to make a channel mascot that better fits the frame. Ta-da! This is a YMY11 body action doll series, and I got it in pure white, thinking it would be paper white and good to kind of like do fantasy colors for. However, it's still got a bit of a creamy undertone to it, so that's unfortunate. No fantasy colors, no dark skin colors either, unfortunately. But we're gonna make do. We are going to make do. So let's pop off this one's head, fix that rusty neck peg, and pop it on to this body. Okay, so I have actually never played with Littlest Pet Shops before. I didn't have them growing up as a kid, and I've never like customized one before either, so this is new territory. So we're gonna just give it a shot and see what happens. If my hairdryer would turn on, that is an important first step. Working. Oh, that's so grody, it's leaking. It's leaking already. Let's just gentle tug. Oof. They were buried at the bottom of the box. Supposedly you can just give it a yank and it'll come out. So hot. Well guys, I have lost the head. It's gone, and I don't know where it's gone to. I can't find the head. Found it. Okay, you know what? I've got a craft rag here to protect my hands, so hopefully that won't happen again. Get a shot here. Almost there. Yes, I can see why the head was broken. I wonder if this can still be salvaged. But let's clean this little ducky up. Alright, so this is what we're working with. As you can see, the head's a pretty good size. It is a little big for the neck hole. So we're gonna need to find some way to secure it. Actually, one of the reasons I went with the YMY11 bodies is because of just the sheer amount of articulation that you can get from these guys. I've seen other people use like Barbie Extra Mini dolls and such, and different Kika Goods bodies, but these ones are just so well articulated. It was only $11, and I thought, why not? I think maybe you can even... Yes, you can just disassemble them. And then pop them back together. So, maybe there's a way we could reuse this neck peg. Oh my god, it works. Oh my god, it just slots right in. And it sticks there, it stays there. Okay, so we gotta find a way to repair that. Okay, so yeah, YouTube says the top of it is just supposed to come right off, so we're just gonna line it up and pull. Come on, pull, 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 pull. I don't want to buy a new neck peg. I want to pair this one I already have. Otherwise, it's just gonna get thrown out. Okay, since the neck plug has hit a bit of a snag with the body, let's move on to making a wig. I was able to find, for pretty cheap, these tights at the thrift store. They don't look like they've been used. They were just there, so we're gonna use one of these and see if we can just slide that over her head. So I've cut out the wig cap and it looks like it's shrinking. I don't know why that happened. I'm going to let it sit for a bit and see if it continues shrinking, because it's still usable at this size. It's fine, but if it gets much smaller, it won't be. It kept shrinking. It got too small, so I decided to go ahead and make 2 more wig caps. The white one being a different fabric in case that was the problem. It didn't shrink, but it's got all these wrinkles at the bottom that just keep it from being a tight fit on the head, so I think that's gonna work. The second one was the same fabric, but I let it sit for a week instead of a day to dry, and it did not shrink, and it's a tight fit. It's a tight fit. So that's the one we are going with. So I've got this. It was in the planting section at Daiso. I'm just going to decide on the length. Go on, wrap it around the fingers. There it is. Yarn wefts all tied and unwrapped. I got this iron for $5 at Target, and we'll see if this does the job. And here's the finished wig. I think it's looking pretty good. Giant on this tiny duck. But this tiny duck is about to have a growth spurt. Next, she needs clothes, so I've got to make an outfit. I drew up a couple of designs, and I think I'm going to go with the blue dress. So let's start with the bloomers. I have a shorts pattern already made for this doll, and I'm just going to modify it to be a bit, flouncier, a bit more poofy. I'm just going to cut the pattern vertically and then flare it out from the bottom to make it wider than the top, and it seems like that's what you do. So we're going to try it. And now it's time to turn this into a pattern piece. And this is how they turned out. I couldn't find the white elastic, so I had to make do with ribbon ties, but it works. It works, it's good, but I'll add the elastic later if I find it. Next are the orange tights. I was able to find these orange tights to make mini versions out of. So I'm just going to measure her hip height, her waist, and her inseam. And the tights are just rectangles, so that will be simple. Here we go, the tights are done! She moves well. They stay on her. She's looking good. The last piece of the outfit I need to make is the dress, and I wasn't able to find fabric in this exact color and pattern at doll scale, so I'm gonna try making it myself. I've got some fabric dye here, and I want to try, I think it's batik technique, where you put the wax on the fabric before dyeing it and then melt the wax off after, and wherever the wax was, the dye doesn't get to. So I'm hoping some simple tea candle wax will do, because tea candles are all I have right now. Guys, it works. The tea candles did the job just fine. So now I have to do the same thing over a larger piece to make the flower pattern. And here it is. It turned out perfect. The wax gave it a nice organic shape, so now I just have to paint the yellow flowers on. I've got some gouache here, and I'm going to test it out and see if we can get some bright yellow flowers without any bleeding. I guess I can add green leaves if it bleeds anyway, so it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, that's working really nice. I think that'll do. And here we are. I decided to add more details with watercolor pencils and spray the fabric afterwards with a waterproof sealant. It's held the paint pretty well. It's not smudging. And the detailing was really the final touch it needed. Like, that looks so good. I'm so happy with this. I've already made a lining for the dress out of the undyed cotton. Now it's just a lot of hand stitching to put them all together. And here's the fabric all sewn together. It worked out really well. I couldn't find the white Velcro straps, of course, so I've got the snap buttons here, and I'll just use those, add a ribbon tie around the waist, and the dress will be done. And here's the final dress. I won't say she's all finished, but she's good enough for now. It's a good overall fit, but those snap buttons, man. Those snap ends were just too thick for the scale. I'll go ahead and replace those with Velcro when I get some more, but it's fine. It's the back of the dress. You're never gonna see it. It's fine. One last little touch I wanted to do for the outfit is paint these shoes. I stole them off of a Kelly Chelsea knockoff doll I got for $5 at DD's discount, and they fit perfectly. So we're definitely using them. I've just got to clean up some of the mold overflow a bit in the plastic. And now we are good to paint. I'm going to do a layer of clear varnish over the top so the acrylic doesn't like bleed into the plastic and stain it. I'm using Citadel miniature paints because it's what I had lying around, and I'm going to just paint the flowers yellow and the ribbons blue to match the outfit. Oh, and Army War paints for the sealant. I actually paint tabletop minis pretty regularly, so I've got quite a collection of these little paints. And hopefully we'll have some skill transference here when finishing up this doll. I've decided I'm not going to repaint the face or anything right now. That's just a bit too much for me to take on at once after making the dress and everything. But we'll come back and look at that at another time. Maybe when I get the Velcro to switch out for the snap buttons, I'll do another video and repaint the duck's face. But that's what I call a not right now problem. And here are the finished shoes. I'm just going to go in and add a few finishing touches now, like the orange hair ribbon to the wig. Steal a neck peg from another pet. Add a magnet inside the head. And secure the head to the neck with a bit of hot glue. And here she is. The neck peg is thoroughly attached to the neck. I used some high-temp hot glue to be sure it wouldn't fall out. The magnet is working perfectly. And she bobbles! Now to get this place cleaned up for the photo shoot. And that was my first video here on YouTube. I gotta say, maybe a bit ambitious for a first video. But what can I say? I'm an overachiever. Now, I definitely won't call this doll finished. I want to eventually repaint the eyes and give her some blush. Plus, there are a few changes like the Velcro on the dress that need to be corrected. And, of course, the skin tone doesn't match. I do have some acrylic paint here that's the right color, so I'll get to that eventually. But for now, I replaced my first ever LPS neck peg, created my first doll wig, tried out a new method for custom dyeing fabric, and found a doll head body combo that I am super happy with. I'm counting that as a success. My next video is going to be an LPS haul. Although I'm going to be doing a lot of Littlest Pet Shop content up front, it won't be everything on the channel, so expect to see some calico critters and fashion doll projects here as well. But I'm going to just play it by ear for now, and focus on learning the ins and outs of vlogging. I'll see you next time!